Hello, I just told y'all I would give you a little flip through. So this is where we're at. I finished writing the last scripture page this morning after my walk and before church. So I'm just going to do a flip through. This is from another Bible study that I did, and I made that. That was with Elaine and Robin. It was fun. We had a little Zoom Bible study. Okay, so let's get this going. We have a fellowship today. Apparently I like tags. Oops. And when I run out, I add another page. And I seem to do that a lot. Isn't that cute? That little, I think that little heart came from Hobby Lobby. That's just, let me move this up closer. That's just some trim, vintage fabrics. This is a panel, a small little panel of words from Stephanie Ackerman that she had printed. I feel like I should bring, yes, Cicero, I hear you meowing. I have a cat begging. There's that. I'm holding this because I'm standing. These are some ideas for the Art League here in town, and I'm on the executive board for that, appointed, not elected. And so I wanted to kind of save those. I was doodling on my paper when I was painting a bunch of paintings. So I like this little bit. So now I would show you that Harvey and Cicero are wrestling on the kitchen floor. This is a vintage button. This is how I write. I like this. So this sheep, I had a membership to the Graphics Fairy for a little while, just so I could see what they had, and I liked that sheep. And then here's another, can you hear them rustling? They're like throwing down on the floor. This is from, can't remember what book that's from. I think I've showed this. And this came from Paper Crown when I was there for Glitter Market. This came from the Texas Cousins at Glitter Market. They had such wonderful treasures. I made that. I watched, I think it's Scrapbooking with Me, had this little idea of a pocket out of an envelope, and I just used a Velcro dot that I had. This is from a vintage book. Most of these papers are from Caitie Lou Crafted, and this is vintage jade, and then I have some of the painted I guess they're cross stitch, and then painted flowers. So I really I like holding this up close. So that's what these are, and I love them very much. I like getting up close because you can really see the texture of the stitching. This is a Ruby Star Society paper. Oh, let's do this. Just made a little prayer card. It's on, my prayers on the back. I like using these giant tags. I'm just gonna, I know, sorry. Giant tags. This is from someone at the Art League who makes these little necklaces on cord and donates them to the Art League just for a fundraiser. You can see the stitching on that. These are vintage stamps that I got from the Texas Cousins. This is a little flip. I like doing those too. This is part of that vintage jade. I keep wanting to say sage. It's jade, vintage jade from Caitie Lou Crafted. And I think this is kind of where I stopped sharing on Instagram. I made a little pocket with some vellum and added some swatch, stamps, Caitie Lou Crafted. This is paper from an old, like a vintage little notepad that I found at an estate sale. This is In Faith Inspirations. And I just, sometimes I don't, like this is just a decorated page. I didn't do scripture in that. And the same with this. Only because my journals already get super thick. So sometimes in the evening, I like to just kind of freeform stitch. So I tend to make that stuff in the evening. And this I just glued on and then added the rest of it right there. Another page that I just left alone because I thought it was pretty. And this I made, I made that, I know I keep bringing you closer, but I made that one evening, and I just liked all the textural bits. That personal stamp I got at, I think it's called Finders Keepers in Floresville. But here is another, so like that is a whole page, and I just glued, you know, that portion, so that way I would have enough room. I just decided this is wallpaper, and I just like that because it's pretty, and so I just collaged it on the back with all my swatch cards, or swatch papers, watercolor. Another tag. This is in, I think this is in my shop as a digital. This is the other side of, oh, it's a songbook called Sketches of Paris. So a cycle of songs for voice and piano. So I found that at a, is this clipped on? It is. Okay, so this, I painted that. This is the Happy Marigold Tiffany on Etsy. But I wanted to do this whole bit of Jeremiah. So I just made like a little little book so that I could you know, include it all. So I just used my masking tape and taped them together. This is a little, that's from In Faith Inspirations that came in my order. More the Texas Cousins. That's the wrong one. I have to do it here. There we go. So that it will close, because it has to kind of stick out. Oops. So this actually goes here, but this is one of Caitie Lou Crafted hand-painted flowers. My little swatching on a hymnal, just random fabrics. Psalm 43, 2 through 5. As you can see, I really like color. This was another Graphics Fairy find when I had my membership. This was from Paper Crown in Waco, and this is just Sari Silk. And this I had in my stash. It's on a rusty wire. And here's another thing I like to do. So I joined all of those together. Graphics Fairy, In Faith Inspirations, and In Faith Inspirations. So that way I have my own little booklet. This is some fabric off a dress that I'm making for the girls in Uganda at Welcome Home Ministries Africa. My mom bought this fabric, so I decided to use a scrap of it. But this is how I'm able to write a long passage, so I did all of Psalm 42 here. And this lined paper is out of one of these moleskin books. Moleskine, I don't know how you say it. But they have perforated pages, so sometimes I steal from that. And that just fits in here. Like that, in a little pocket. These are my other Art League notes. And then this was the last one for this book, because I don't want it, I mean, it doesn't need to get any thicker. So this is an In Faith Inspirations, Texas Cousins, My Stash. This is My Scrap Cabin. But I made a pocket. So I folded up the bottom and the side to make a little pocket for this. I don't think I'm finished with this. I did bring some of these things over that I thought might look cute. I like that one. This fabric right here is Liberty of London, which is to die for. Let's see. Thought about that. I like the black. It kind of picks up some of that. What if we did that and that? Let's do that. I'm just going to staple it. Come on. Yeah. And so you can see that I had to do another, had to lengthen it. Also, when I make mistakes, and I either skip a line of scripture or I repeat a line, I just get a sheet of paper and tear it and glue it down. I mean, this is not into perfection. So there we go. I still may put something here later when we have a little church fellowship this afternoon. That's why I'm kind of going a little quick. But I may put something up here when I get back, and maybe I'll do it with you. I want to show you all the papers that I'm going to be using for my next journal and all the shops I got them from. I'm not associated with any of the shops. I purchased them. But maybe we'll figure out something to do here. So that's where it ends for now. And then I will, I'll be back hopefully later today. And I'm not, did you hear that? That was Harvey. Harvey's getting beat up by his baby brother Cicero. They're playing, actually. It's not a real actual fight. But Cicero is much younger, and he's like a Wile E. Coyote. So anyway, that's this, and hope y'all have a good rest of your Sunday and rest. I'm going to go visit with some folks from our church and eat something barbecued, I believe. I think, oh goodness, I hate it when I do that. Eat something barbecued, because I think one of the guys is cooking on his pit. So I can only imagine it's going to be good. So there you go. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.